Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the Theology of the Body retreat. Some great information that I love myself. I wish I could be there with you all today, but I had some prior engagements that I needed to take care of. But Pat asked me to record this talk so that you guys have a girl's perspective on things. So I'm going to talk to you about our testimony, mine and Pat's relationship, and where all of the sex, love, and chastity fall into place. So me personally, in mid-school, when I was your guys' age, sex was not on my mind. I had my crushes on boys in class, celebrities, that sort of thing, but sex was definitely not involved. But in high school, started being more in conversations. And in my health class, my freshman year, I went to St. Pius and we had health class then. But we signed a commitment card saying that we were going to wait to have sex with our future spouse. And I signed my card and actually held on to it for a really long time. And that'll come more into the story later on. But I also, along with that commitment card, I saw this show on EWTN, it's a Catholic station, with my mom, and they were talking about this silver ring thing. And what it is, it's getting a silver ring that you wear as a reminder to yourself of the commitment that you've made. And I thought, well, I've already made this commitment. Why not go ahead and buy a ring? So I did. I went to Walmart, bought a super cheap ring, and I wore it all the time. And that kind of became a symbol for me as a reminder and for those around me. And with that, because I'm super passionate about this, for my confirmation, I chose Saint Maria Goretti as my saint, who was actually martyred to save her purity. She was killed and became a saint for purity. So I always wore her medal, and I love her. So when I came to college is when I really started dating. Boys all of a sudden, to me, became interested in me. So when I would go on dates, I would wear my ring all the time, and I would put on my Maria Goretti medal. For whatever reason, I don't know why, I'd say, hey Maria, I need you to be with me. So simple dating, either a guy, for me, they would see the ring or the medal and start questioning me, what the heck does all of this mean? And I would tell them it means that I'm saving myself until I'm married. And usually we'd go out on a couple more dates and then I'd never hear from that guy again. Which is probably a good thing, blessings from God, that I wasn't pressured even more, because a lot of girls are, and guys too. So I really met Pat in college. We had gone to high school together, but I didn't really know him. He was kind of mean in high school, but we got together in college and he started hanging out with my friends, and then we started talking and started going out on dates and became boyfriend, girlfriend. But Pat really surprised me. He was different than any other guy I'd ever dated. When it came to my ring, he did question it, but his was different. His was, what does this mean? How far can I go with you? And I told him straight up, you can kiss me and that's about it. And I thought he would be like every other guy and we'd go out maybe on one more date and he would be gone. I would never hear from him again. But he was different. He kept asking me out. He kept pursuing me. And so we started dating seriously. And we actually have been together almost 6 years. Maybe 6 years now. And we would have lots of discussions as far as what we wanted in the future, family, getting married, and a lot of it revolved around, what does purity mean for us? What does chastity mean for us? And a couple friends of ours, as we were dating, got married and they were living together, and that brought up a big discussion for us, is, do we live together before we're married? We knew we were going to get married, but he wanted to know, would we live together? And I said, absolutely not. That is not something that my purity involves. And I wanted our wedding night to be special. I wanted our wedding life to be special, something different than it had been all of our dating years. So that was not an option for me, but I'm very glad that we talked about that and we discussed it. We've talked about a lot of things that our purity requires, and what God calls us to do with all of that. So I want to talk to you guys about some difficulties, because this choice is not easy by any means, but it's very rewarding. Pat and I had some difficulties. It was hard for us to be alone and not go too far. And it grew harder as our relationship grew, as we grew to love each other more, because it's a natural and beautiful thing to want to give yourself to the one you love, in all ways, physically included. So it was really hard, and especially for me, as we were engaged for a year and a half, it was very difficult for me to fight that feeling of wanting to give myself completely to this man that I know is going to be my husband. But we, together, through discussion and talking and a lot of praying, we overcame all of that. And we grew to know each other a lot more. So benefits that we've experienced is that we really grew to love. And loving, meaning giving of ourselves in other ways, putting the other person before ourselves, always thinking of what that person needs before what do I need. And it's really laid a great foundation for our marriage so far. We've been married 4 months, which seems like a blink, but it's been going great, and I am so blessed that we've had the opportunity and the blessings that we've had so far of being able to talk and being able to get to know each other and figure out what makes each other tick. And if sex were in the picture, I don't think our relationship would be as strong as it is now. And these 4 months have been hard. We've had lots of difficulties with family and friends around us, but because we have that foundation, we've been able to rely on each other and rely on God through all of those struggles. So I hope this talk has given you guys inspiration and courage to not give up and to continue to live as God has called you. And if you've made that mistake, you can always turn back around and remake that commitment and ask God to guide you and give you courage. Bye.